This is Sarah. I am the author behind the blog Explore Handmade, a blog that celebrates the best of handmade goods in your life. And my blog is approaching about the year anniversary, and I thought this would be a great time to start a new series in addition to the other DIY videos that I've been developing over the last couple months, to also bring a series about what I wish I would have known when I started my blog and what I am learning now. So today I'll go through 6 different tips that I've thought of that I think would be great tips that I wish that I would have had when I first started the blog about a year ago. So for those considering a blog, that have a blog, I think these are my words of wisdom that I would pass on to you. By no means am I saying that Explore Handmade is, a finished product or a great blog or hugely successful, but I think these are things that have helped me develop my community to where it is today, and that I think will help other bloggers develop their community. And also, just to respond to a few questions from readers that I periodically get. I do live in New York City. I am not a full-time blogger. I blog in the evenings and in the very early mornings. And by day, I was a lawyer for 4 years. I just recently transferred to work in banking. So that's what I do on my day job. And I'm not a graphic designer or an artist background, or have an artist background or a photography background. But through the blog, I have been developing these skills, and it's a very big passion of mine. So my first tip, you don't have to be an artist to be a blogger. Even a lifestyle or fashion blogger, you don't need to have a background in graphic design or have gone to art school, in my personal opinion. I think that makes it almost more fun to start a blog because you're learning so much and you're developing your skills through the blog. And I definitely think, having a passion for art and design is something that is very helpful for a lifestyle or a fashion or even a food blog. But it's certainly not something that's necessary, in my opinion. And I think other bloggers I've heard have similarly echoed this point. The second tip, take your time before deciding what you want your blog to be. I spent a good couple of months trying to figure out what it was that I wanted to blog about. And, you can always make it a personal diary about your life and what you are. And some people have wildly successful blogs doing that. But you also want to make sure that that's the right kind of blog for you. You might not enjoy sharing all of your life and putting yourself out there. So before starting, I would suggest don't worry about getting the actual site up, but spend time thinking about what it is that you want to communicate with the world. My third tip would be research, read, and search for inspiration always. This is a learning endeavor, in my opinion, at least for me, particularly because I don't have an artistic background. I spend so much time reading books, looking online, looking at YouTube videos for coding, for graphic design tutorials, all sorts of stuff to bring new stuff to my blog. How to make a GIF, a GIF, was something I was like, that's really cool, I've seen it. How do you make that? How do you actually do that? So this is something that you're having an insatiable curiosity, I think, is really key. My fourth point is to develop your sense of self and translate that to your blog. This is a lot easier said than done. I think that the wildly successful blogs out there are not just pretty pictures and cool crafts. I think that they really convey a sense of self of the blogger, and the reader feels a connection with them and feels like they know them. And I think to do that, you really have to not only showcase really cool things, but also really know yourself and know who you are. And I think you can do that in a lot of ways. For me, I think journaling has been helpful, even off the blog, and then pushing myself on my blog to share some of my life and share what's going on. The next tip, it's not all about pretty pictures. As cameras have become really high quality cameras are more readily available. I mean, the iPhone takes really great pictures. People all over can take really pretty pictures, but I don't think, and others might disagree with me, I don't think that the most popular and successful blogs are the ones that are just taking the pretty pictures. I think that, thinking about what you're taking a picture of, thinking of what it means to you, and this is something that I'm still working on, and not just going for a pretty photo op, because I don't think that separates you from the crowd. There's a lot of bloggers out there right now that are taking beautiful photos and showing beautiful photos, and I think it actually is very helpful on different platforms like Instagram, and I'll talk in another video about different platforms showcasing different strengths. But I think for a blog, you need to think about not only having a pretty picture, but also what the message is and what it's conveying. And the most important one is be original. A lot of times, it's easy to go and look at the other blogs, and you can kind of see the trends that go through the market. And I've, been guilty of this too, where, you'll see one blog do a certain type of post, and then it spreads like a virus among the other blogs. And there's kind of a small network of them that are really, really successful. And in my experience, just from over the last year, I mean, the really popular posts that I've posted have been those that are really original and that actually took time for me to think about and to develop. And so I think the challenge for every blogger, including myself, is to try and develop original content. And oftentimes it's helpful, for me at least, to step away from looking at other blogs that I really love, because then I kind of separate myself and find the originality in my life. So I hope that these tips were helpful, and feel free to leave comments or questions in the comment section below. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them on a future post. So until then, bye. Say bye, Molly.